everyone, my name is Mark, and this is my wife Sarah, and we are the Two Gamers. And today, we are going to do a review of ruins for you.
Yeah, love ruins. Explore your ruins with transparent cards to create amazing combos and activate special powers. Play sets of matching ruins and try to go out first. Each discovery added to a ruin makes it stronger, so try to claim the best ones.
Well, let's see how to do that right now. This is a game of ruins set up for 3 players. Each round, you'll be competing to empty your hand of cards to move up the point track. You will be dealt 9 cards and then choose 1 card to flip to its knight side, changing its rank and/or giving it new effects. The lead player gets to start by playing any number of same ranked cards. For example, 3 2s because of the effect. Each subsequent player must then either pass or play an equal amount of cards at least as high as the previous set. Keep taking turns until every player has passed consecutively except for the last player. Discard all of those played cards, and then the player who played the highest set will lead with another set of cards. Anytime you play cards, you may upgrade them, paying for these upgrades with torches and adding them to the cards, giving the card possibly new powers or even increasing their rank. This might even make a card that was previously unplayable now playable. You may also put one of your claims on a card so that in future rounds, the person who was dealt this card must give it to you. When you run out of cards, advance your token, the number of spaces equal to the place that you took that round. If you can be the first to empty your hand when in one of the win positions, you will win the game. That is a brief overview of ruins. So, firstly, this is a re-implementation of an older game, only slightly older, that I believe is called Custom Heroes. And so they redid the theme, and I actually have never played that. Neither of us have ever played that,
Right.
So I can't tell you if that is any different or how similar it is. But there you go. That's some information to know.
Well, this game is great.
Yes, yes. So I imagine that we would have liked this. And again, not knowing anything about the art or anything, I still really think this fits it well.
Yeah.
And the art is very good. Let's just go ahead and talk about the art.
Talk about the art.
I really enjoy how the transparent cards add to the art on the card itself.
It's really neat because
And
each
so-
transparent card has a special ability or rank,
Right?
and in each level, it has artwork.
Yes. So you may not be able to see this here, but this card has a blue upgrade, and it does the middle section. And the other color upgrades, for example, a pink upgrade goes on top of that and does the top section. And a yellow upgrade will put a little bit of art on the bottom. And so, yeah, that's a really nice
I like
addition.
that.
It's
It
very
wasn't
fun.
something that was necessary, but putting that in there really added to the art and really added to the game. And I just appreciate stuff like that. When people
Definitely.
get creative and they think of things like that, I really have an appreciation for that.
Definitely. And as long as we're talking about that, the symbology really works as well.
Yeah, it does.
It's very clear, very easy to understand what everything means. And if you don't, there's a player aid for everybody that has the 6 different possible powers or upgrades that can go on any given card. Now, having said that, there's also a little bit of a problem with this. And that is when you put this card into your hand, again, if you can't see it, this is a 1. I have upgraded it with +8.
Ooh.
So I'll put that in there, right? So now this card is a 9. Okay, now I remember that because I just played it and I upgraded it. But then this gets shuffled in,
Right.
and the next
I could wind
round,
up getting it.
Sarah gets this card. She puts it into her hand and is looking at all of her cards and isn't paying attention to necessarily all of the different powers, or maybe she sees it initially and then forgets about it as she's, you know, adjusting her hand. And then later in the hand, and I say this because I've done this before.
Yeah.
Later in the hand, I play a whole bunch of cards. I have 3 cards left, and I'm like, yes, I have 3 5s. And then I look a little bit closer because I'm going, okay, what are the powers? And that 5 has a +2 on it. That's not a 5. That's a 7. So I don't have 3 5s in my hand. I have 2 5s and a 7.
And you structured your whole hand
Yes.
on that and your whole turn on that, and now you can't go
And now
out.
I can't go. So that is one small negative.
Yeah.
I
It is too
wish
bad.
I wish they had on these transparent cards that add numbers to them. I wish they had stuck a little tiny like plus maybe up here where the number would be, so that when you're and similar to how these colors are, stacked them so that the purple ones up on the top and the blue ones in the middle
yeah.
and the yellows on the
That
bottom,
would've been good.
so that you can see when you're just looking at the number itself, oh yeah, this has a modifier. And that, while it doesn't hurt the game tremendously, it can definitely be a bummer when you get one of those in your hand and later in the round you realize that.
Right.
So that's one
But knowing
significant,
that,
yeah, that's one significant but small issue with the game.
and like I was saying, knowing that you can maybe just fan out your cards a little bit more than you normally would if you're holding a hand of
Yeah.
cards, to make sure that you see that
Yes.
that modifier.
And I always make a point to remind everybody, now that that's happened to me, to remind everybody at the beginning of every round after cards are dealt, don't forget to look for modifiers.
Right. But once you have that down, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yes.
So it's a small con.
Yeah. This is, again, a card shedding game. Similar or card shedding games that you may know, especially if you're not familiar with the hobby, are like, say, for example, Egyptian Rat Screw, also known as BS, also known as, I'm sure, many other
I'm sure there's so many other
things.
names.
And I'm not a huge fan of card shedding games in general. I'll play them if everybody else wants to, but I'm not a huge fan of them.
I like card shedding.
This this game is very fun because of the fact that it changes. The whole deck changes from hand to hand.
Right,
And-
and now that you're talking about the deck changing from hand to hand, that goes into what I was wanting to talk about, is during the game for your strategy, you want to get rid of your cards. You want to get rid of your cards as quickly as possible because the person who gets rid of their cards first gets more points. Again, you want to get the most points, you want to get to that end goal so that you're the one that wins the game. So in order to do that, you are buying your modifier cards, the cards that are in the center that slide into your other card. So you're building that card, and you built the perfect card that's going to help you put out, I now have 5 6s. Haha, beat that next person. And they go, I can't. And I go, great, I just got rid of 5 cards. I've only got a few left in my hand. The thing with building that card and crafting that card is I didn't just craft it for me. I might have crafted it for somebody else that I'm playing with. Because at
On
the
the next
end
round.
of the round, everything gets shuffled back together and then redealt. So I might not get that really cool card that I made that helped me out. I might now be helping somebody else out. So
Which in turn leads into the next fun thing, which is these claim cards that make it so that you can choose 2 cards during the course of the game that now belong to you,
Yes.
regardless. And so that makes it so you can create a powerful card and say, this is mine for the rest
Right.
of the game. At the
I don't want to
cost,
share this card with anybody else.
yes, at the cost of potentially, if you aren't dealt that card, you now get 1 extra card in your hand
Yes,
for that round.
Because if your card that you've claimed is dealt to another player when everything gets shuffled and redealt, they give that to you, shedding that card and adding it to your hand. The whole goal of this game is to shed cards. So yeah, you crafted an amazing card and you claimed it for yourself and you don't have to share it with anybody, but you might have 1 or 2 extra cards in your hand at the start of the next round. And it might make it harder to shed your cards. However, if you craft your card just right, it's actually going to make it easier to shed your cards. So there's a really fun strategy to this card shedding game I really enjoy.
Something else we should mention is we have the upgraded components. So these torch chips are upgraded components. They're just chipboard in the base game, as well as the markers for the scoreboard. These are wooden tokens that are upgrades from chipboard. Along with all of the rest of the components in this game are awesome.
They really are.
They're fine in the base game.
Yeah.
And you don't need to get those upgraded components, the chips and the score markers.
We didn't need to buy them? We needed to buy them.
Excuse me, let me rephrase that. We needed to get them.
You don't need it to enjoy the game.
No, you don't.
However,
they're very cool.
They really are.
Definitely add to my enjoyment.
Yeah,
you know.
They're really good quality.
One last thing that I have to say about the game, and that is the end game. The end game is a significant negative for me as well.
This is our second con.
Yeah, and so that is win position. You will win if you go out while your marker is in a win position. Okay, that's cool. That works for rounds 1 through 4. But if nobody has shed all of their cards first while in win position by the end of round 4, you then have to play another round with only the people that are highest in win position and the single person that got rid of their cards first in the last round, which means there's a decent possibility that you could be forced to play a round at the end of the game where a number of people are eliminated. This is a short enough game. Well, that's both a pro and a con to this particular thing. Short enough game that's maybe not that big of a deal. However, I do not like the idea of eliminating people just so they can sit around and watch the remaining people play. What we typically do is, if that ends up happening, we just say whoever is highest on that win position just wins at the end of round 4.
Or if you share it.
Or if you share, yeah, if there's 2 people at the highest score, then they share the victory. Again, it's a short enough game that the stakes aren't so high that we're like, grr, I need to win on my own. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted that in a big area control war game. A shared victory is not okay with that. But with this game, it's fine.
The fun in this game is more the building of the cards and, oh yes, I went out first in that round. And less, yay, I win the entire game. Well, obviously that's fun. Yeah. But I enjoy the journey rather than the destination. Yeah. And so this little bit is...
So we've chosen not to play one more hand with maybe the 2 players that are left and make everyone else sit around and watch us do one more hand. We've just chosen to do a shared victory because
I'd rather play another game with everybody than make you and you sit out while we duke out who actually won this game. Right.
Right.
I don't like that.
We kind of house rule that. So that's our other slight con to how the rules are written. But hey, house rules exist.
Overall, Ruins is a great game.
Absolutely.
So do you have any other final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Everyone that we've played this with has really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And we played this at a Dice Tower convention, had a lot of fun playing it there, purchased it there, brought it home, have been playing it with our friends and family, and so far everyone has really liked it. So I recommend picking this up.
Yes. I also recommend, if you hate card shedding games, give this one a try. Yeah. Maybe you'll like it.
You might like it just because of the unique ability to craft a card and change that. It really is unique, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so because of how much we like this game, we are giving it a Ring of Distinction.
Yay!
Yay! Ruins, give it a try. It's a very good card shedding game. So, having said that, Ruins is an awesome game.
Absolutely. Go pick yourself up a copy. Thanks for watching our review. Hope you have a really great time playing games.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye.